Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Dan. It would not be a stream without you, that's for sure. We've made it. Apologies for the lateness. That's almost exclusively my fault. But we're here tonight, and we're ready to jump back into some fun times in the Feywild. So, as a quick recap, before we jump into our introduction, the party had made their way from hither into tether and had spent a lovely couple of days in the sort of endless twilight that is Tither, and walked through the forest, met varying degrees of mushroom people, some angry, some happy, some downright cute. They rescued a wandering owlbear, made camp, and even were able to help an old man pay for some of his misgivings by letting him make them some magical items. As they learnt from him, there was a person that was being hard sought after by Granny Nightshade. And as you all might remember, Granny Nightshade is the one of the witches that rule over Tither, one of the three sisters. And an enemy of your enemy is your friend, as you all set off to find Will of the Feywild. And surprisingly, he was easy to track down, as he was being protected and held within the confines of a treant who protected him and gave him and his band of kids a refuge in the Feywild. They also let you know of a way to get into a lake which you had previously failed to get into. They simply said that you just have to be a unicorn to enter the space. And with an outfit that they provided you, two of you wandered into the space and were not rejected this time. But alas, you were not alone. For as you stepped into the space, an assassin appeared behind you, leaving us exactly where we left off last session. A knife at your backs, an intro in front of you. Let's roll it and see what we get up to in the Feywild tonight.
Yeah. Let's do this.
And we are back. Oh, what a good intro. It never ceases to hype me up. But tonight we have a bit more of a combat encounter in front of us. So who was inside our flatulent unicorn disguise?
I was the head and the main cause of the flatulence.
And Sinza was the butt.
Excellent. And as this was all happening, what were you doing, Harm?
I was there trying to work out why Sinza kept calling himself Sinza and not Chad.
Very fair. It is a good.
I had no interest in being a part of the flatulent unicorn, so I was chilling off to the side, just kind of watching this happen, and then yelling, "He's behind you!" when this dude popped out with like lots of flowing black capes and hoods and things.
So while this caped figure appears, you notice that Rafe has appeared alongside you, watching into the distance as the assassin approaches.
Rafe, do you see what I see?
Rafe's popping popcorn, waiting to see it all go down.
Yeah.
Here's some meat rabbits.
And as you're doing so, you hear something that takes you back to the animal yards of your time back in Trenkasia. Rafe, for you, this was a long time ago in your own homeland, where the chickens had whiskers. That was sort of their only difference. They still were chickens, but just cat-like chickens. You hear the sort of telltale signs of a buck, 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 appearing from behind you in the forest. As you turn, you notice a humanoid figure with a chicken-like beak carrying what looks to be some sort of instrument. Maddie, would you like to introduce your character to the party?
I don't know where I am. I'm lost. I'm frightened. Oh God. What?
In your hand, though, you did not come empty-handed. You carry 3 party hats with the little elastics and the little sort of cone-like top sections, and you find yourself in the middle of this forest with random people carrying party supplies.
Happy birthday, chums! Must be your birthday. I guess I've got the loot. I must be the entertainment. Yep.
And then I stroll over to them and I go to put on the little party hats on their heads.
And they're like, just settle down, be still. Shh, just it'll all be good. It'll all be over soon, and then we can celebrate. Did anyone bring the cake? I think at some point I should probably get in it so that I can jump out and yell surprise.
Chicken friend. I think you're Act 2. Act 1 looks like it's about to happen there, but definitely put the hat on. And I point to Ray. Put the hat on him. He needs a hat too.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. Very good. Act. Are we having a play?
I just kind of whisper, stage whisper to Rafe. Play along. I have no idea. This one could go nuclear. Just play along.
You never know. You never know.
I am terrified and just frozen in fear, getting a party hat put on my head.
Mr. Chicken, Mrs. Chicken, Senor Chicken.
You can call me Gloria, dear.
Gloria?
Yes.
Look, I have never met a chicken named Gloria. I am very excited. Gloria,
It does really well when it's sung, too, in an angelic way.
I would love...
Gloria! Like that.
Have you got more of that?
I guess. I do sing, but, my repertoire is pretty limited. I spent most of my life aboard a ship, you see, so... Yes.
I see.
Oh God, we're dying.
Yeah.
I say, Harm, don't move. Its vision is based on movement.
We Rex here. See, my arms aren't like this. They're like this.
As you guys are discussing putting on your party hats, you notice in front of you as this assassin leaps from the space, you hear it yell, "Finally, I shall have my unicorn horn." As it jumps in, and I'm just going to, for some reason, I'm going to put a bunch of extra combat stuff here. I'm just trashing this encounter. Hang on. Create a new encounter.
Party hat.
It's going to add itself to initiative. Why don't the rest of you also roll for initiative, please?
Oh yeah.
Even though we're outside a bubble?
Yes. For at least then we have your roleplay on initiative.
I have a +10 to my initiative, and I still rolled a 5. This is awful.
It's an impressive feat. You have to give yourself a pat on the back for that. It's really clever.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So what this lady... I turned to Chad as where everyone's rolling initiative. So from what I hear from this lady is that she wants the horn.
What? What? She wants the horn of what? This costume?
Uh,
Don't
it
give it
is
to
a
her, Finry.
full horn.
Well, you give
I
it to
shall
her.
cut it from your very head.
Oh, well, the only dickhead here is. Oh no, well, you're not really Sinzar anymore, so that doesn't work. Shit.
I
I
am
have to
Sinzar.
work on my whole new repertoire. You
Dr.
Chad.
Harmon Rab, you are first in the order as this assassin leaps out amidst the chaos of your chickenly introduction.
Gloria actually rolled a 23, but it didn't appear in the turn.
Because Gloria doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
Aww.
For
I
now,
wanted
just
to
for the
play.
sake,
You're an orange square now, Gloria.
Well,
we
that's
will
okay.
make sure we get you
The color
in-
of tandoori chicken.
But I'm just going to
Yum.
pop you in as Warbit for now, just so you have an icon that you can control.
Very well.
But we will get your chickenly goodness into the game in no time. So with that, I'll let you go first then, if you'd like to say what you're doing at the top of the order.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fairly long way away, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, chums, are we fighting? I think he wanted to kill you guys. Oh, right, all for one and one for all. Gloria away.
And I'm going to cast a spell.
Ooh, a spell.
A spell.
Tell us what the spell does.
I'm going to cast this. Oh wait, no, hold on.
Not this.
It's Ray of the Myth Psychic Lance. So you need to
Okay.
make an intelligence saving throw for your
Fantastic.
creature that came out. If you fail, you take that amount of damage, and you're incapacitated until the start of your next turn. If you save, you take half damage and are not incapacitated.
That's a natural one. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you very easily get him and blap him. What's the damage on that one?
That was 26.
26. Are you kidding me?
Is that not the
Jesus.
trust? Did that not?
Oh no, it
Yeah,
got
that's
there.
it.
I could see it there. It's just I was trying to hope that it wasn't, but
Oh, it is. And she's gonna do the whole and
What
land
the bloody hell was that?
big arc, and then as it gets closer to the target, it's just gonna go straight into this nosedive straight at him.
What unicorn magics have you bestowed upon me, you creature of moonlight?
I bestow the gift of psychic
They
damage.
turn
and-
around, seeing you, their eyes widen, and they immediately on guard from two directions as you blast them with a spell from the other side of the space. Anything else in your turn?
Potentially. I only created oh my god, stop it, mouse!
I think I have bardic inspiration. Yes. Who's closest to me?
You've got
Huh.
a cat or a deathly visage.
Oh, you look like a delightful fellow. You look like you could use some cheering up, dear. I'm going to sing you a song to inspire to be a little bit brighter than your dark visage.
You can have a bardic inspiration.
Awesome.
So that's 1d8 for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
That's it. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm getting Yep, there we go.
Awesome. That's the end of your turn?
I think so, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, next up, Harm. Now that you are bardically inspired, what do you do in your turn?
I'm gonna run myself forward towards what's happening here and just see if I can. Am I getting towards the barrier here? Is the barrier still in there?
So-
or wants to go with the barrier?
As you rush forward, fully expecting yourself to be reverted back, you just see the horn on your head glisten and shine with a bit of the magic of imagination as the barrier seems to part for you, and you make your way through the space.
I just kind of turn and yell, "Wait for that! The hat! The horn! The horniness! If you're horny, you're good."
That's the rules of the
horny.
Feywild. That right there is right in the Constitution.
It's the motto I live by.
If you're horny, you're good.
If you're horny, you're good.
There's a
Title of the episode.
Now, can you imagine the T-shirt? It's that slogan, but with a beautiful like princess unicorn just like prancing below.
Jared, we have your next commission.
As I run up and I'm like, turned around and I'm like, horny is good, all the rest of it. I'm like, Chad, are you good? Chad! I have no. Bless this one. You could do this. Let's do it. Anubis. I take a deep breath and I do a guiding bolt. I'm gonna get my words out. A guiding bolt at 2nd level.
Wow.
So, it's pretty low. How does a bardic inspiration work?
You get to add 1d8.
gonna-
But you have to know, you have to use that before you know the outcome of
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
haven't given the outcome yet, so feel free.
I'm gonna
You have
use
a
it.
pretty good idea, but
Okay.
yeah,
So it's a
it
17 to
passes.
hit.
Hits.
All right. And I'm gonna rock some damage.
Oh, that's a
Whoa, look at all
one
this
high damage dice. Oh,
So
Holy shit! Good save.
just kind of running excitedly, and then just kind of zap that bad boy out.
oh, I haven't even got to make a strike yet, and I'm bleeding from every part of myself. As
It's
the
vulnerable
assassin-
to everything. Just
The assassin just looks at their
or
hands,
something.
looks at the bolt that's slapped into it, and the psychic lance as it clutches its head. It's not looking very healthy as it appears in front of you all. Anything else in your turn, Harm?
I'm just gonna turn around to the chicken and be like, "This is brilliant! This is brilliant!"
You're welcome, dear. I'm glad it cheered you up. You were looking a bit mopey before.
Talking about mopey-eared, Finry, Flathop, what's up?
Oh, I'm just gonna shout out, great job, Harm! Hello, chicken. And then I'm gonna...
Are you seeing that out
this-
the ass of the unicorn, or how are you visualizing
Yeah,
these
I
people?
am, I am moving, but in the front half of the unicorn, I'm moving around Hector, so he's always the ass. And I'm gonna get up to right here, and I'm gonna go, well, you probably shouldn't mess with this unicorn, and I'm gonna smack her upside the head with the fry pan.
Dong.
Not looking to kill, just to incapacitate.
Right. So a non-lethal bludgeoning with a cast iron pan. I get it.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah. Do I have advantage because of the guiding bolt?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
so
roll
that's
the
a
dice.
natural 20. That's a natural 20 for a total of 24 points of damage. Of non-lethal damage, just enough damage to be
Okay.
go to sleep.
They are still up by a fraction.
I said go
I
to
mean, I can
sleep.
bonus action attack again. So
You
Yeah,
just
like-
defeat me that easily, you rabbit.
Alright, the sneak attack's not going to count on this one, so that's a 20 for 12 points of damage.
And as the I'm assuming that's also non-lethal.
Yes, not.
Okay, cool.
I smack once and I'm like, what the fuck? Poof!
As you smack once and it's a little bit dazed, you come in again with another dunk, and it's like woo, woo, dunk. As the little stars revolve around the would-be assassin's head.
Singe is just like, what's happening? What's happening? Trying to shuffle the unicorn around. Like, what's
As he
happening?
asks that, his response is.
And the assassin is unconscious. As the rest of you are now free to move outside of your combat initiative.
Holy shit! What was that? Is the assassin thing dying? front of me?
unconscious. So that's all you know is that they're no longer have their eyes open.
Should we ask some questions and find out what the go is, what the lay of the land is before we go in? Harm, you're on mute. Harm, you're muted. Anubis is muted you.
My voice was just catching up, like a bad, late night TV show with bad words. Anyway, I'm just gonna check the body of this assassin. I need to what race they are, what they are. Are they okay? Are they just bludgeoned to death? Have they got any other ailments? Or
as you look upon them, they seem to be a well fitted out, well kitted out assassin. They've got daggers, and if I quickly look at some of their features, they have a light crossbow. And you think that if they had been given a chance to attack, they'd probably have been able to inflict quite a wound.
I'm just
otherwise,
going to disarm them while they're on the ground there, unconscious.
Smart choice.
Should we wake them up and ask them some questions?
Have you got some rope? Tie their hands up. Let's not just wake them up and.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, or we can just surround them and be like, "Hey, if I can try it." They might have take him out. We did take him out in less than one round. So
what about a hold person?
A classic, to be sure.
I can't do that one. I don't do the magics. Excuse me, Chicken Lady Gloria, was it?
Yes.
Who's talking? What is that?
No, it's a her. It's obviously a her. Can't you tell?
Who is that?
Jeez, Chad. God, he's such a fucking Chad.
Such a Chad thing to say.
Such a Chad.
So Noah just walks in and goes, "Shut up, Chad."
The toothless Bob. I love it.
Sorry, we digress.
Yes, sorry, Gloria, can you cast hold person, or should we just tie them up and save the spell?
That there is already a deathly glow seemingly pressing on all sides of the creature in front.
All right, let's just start wrapping them up. I'm going to start wrapping them up. If someone wants to heal this person before... Rafe, you're very quiet.
I think Rafe's been hit by essentially hold person. Because someone stuck a hat on him, and that's what cats do when you try and dress them up. They just freak.
Just like
Rafe's
sun...
just frozen in the distance.
All right, I did.
Fuck.
Okay.
What happened?
I didn't want to use this unless I really had to, and I'm going to reach into my bag of pantry, and I'm going to pull out some catnip, and I'm going to break it and just crush it in my hands and blow the scent towards.
You gotta get.
Come on.
I'm gonna cast a message. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, puss it.
Have you ever seen cats when you try and put a leash on them and then take them for a walk and they just
Yes.
So half of Rafe's body is just not working with this unicorn party hat, and the other half just can't resist catnip.
Come on. All right. There we go.
I've both cast Spare the Dying so that our friend doesn't die, and got a hold person on them now.
They seem
are tied
held,
up,
but still unconscious. Although the bleeding seems to have stopped.
Should we ask us some questions? Wake them up.
Yeah.
Who wants to play? Do we want to play good cop, bad cop?
I'll just stay as bad cop because I'll just take my glove off and character. So you ask the questions, I'll inflict the pain.
Harm. How many times have we had to say this? Okay, it's against department procedure to bone the perps. Okay.
I'll bone
We're
wherever I want.
boning now. But we've only just met.
Well, sometimes that's how the way.
Just meet. That's fine.
Exactly. There's no judgments here. We are equal opportunity employers. Anyway.
Liberated.
All right, let's wake them up and let's find some answers.
Do you wake them up?
We wake them up.
I will get some very really strong spices and just like under the nose, just like smelling salts almost.
Amazing.
Cinnamon straight up the nostrils.
They have a really nice picture of this person, so I'll share it in the chat. Copy URL, something like this.
Oh my god, I can't believe they look like that.
Yeah, you'll be able to open it up in your
Oh
chat.
lord, I can't believe it looks like that.
That's the assassin that has jumped out at you.
Oh, God.
And apologies for misracing them before. They are actually an orc by origin here.
All right, Chucklefuck.
All right.
As you give him a little slapper up on the side, you hear the eyelids open as they squint around, looking at the lot of you, seemingly unwilling to make a sound.
All right. Why did you attack us?
You are not worthy.
While
we're
they're having this
worthy.
conversation, I want to. Where the hell is it? Shit, hang on. There it is. I'm going to just. Hector gets himself out of the unicorn. You see him touch his head and then cast Detect Thoughts on this guy.
Ooh. All right. Why did you attack us?
I wanted to get the horn of a unicorn. Yet
Well-
you deceived me with your costume.
Hey, look at the costume that I'm still currently wearing. And I'm just like, really? You're not very bright, are you?
No, indeed, I am tricked only by outfits that would trick the most capable-minded. For I am Zarek. My assassinations are world-renowned.
Does the unicorn
buddy.
costume look like it was pulled together for a primary school book week?
Yeah, like a surprisingly good Book Week outfit, but definitely in the realm of Book Week.
Right. Do you know why people can't pass through up to a certain point of this lake?
For a time, I wondered the same. For I had been tasked with getting the most elusive of horns. And one day, as I was sitting upon the lake, I saw someone. And you see as they lift their hood, or they throw their hood back, and there's a wooden horn stuck to it, that someone was able to put a disguise on and get within its bounds. I knew that I too could find my way in here, and perhaps find the unicorn who had initially set up this barrier.
What do you want him for, dear?
To slay him for his magic, for a horn of something so pure could be used by my master to cause such perfect destruction.
Who's your master?
Oh, is he a wizard?
Indeed. Do you know of him then?
Oh,
What's their
is he
name?
the one that should not be named?
No, he has a nose, this one.
Oh,
This one's name is Kelek.
I'm going to
He-
write that down. Is that with a
Yeah.
K?
That is with there's a K and an E, and an L and an E and a K.
Thanks, dear. You're ever so kind.
No,
And
well,
where does this Kellic reside?
Kelek is one of the foremost of the League of Malevolence. He does not simply reside, but rather the whole of the Feywild is his domain.
Do they take applications?
They have, they did recently have a member disband, so maybe, depends.
Oh,
Are you a great evil of this land?
Oh, well, I have the potential to be. I'm kind of between jobs at the moment, dear. You know,
Oh.
just sussing out
Oh.
potential opportunities.
Well, if you let me go, I'll put in a good word for you then.
Or you kill him, and then a spot opens.
I
A
assure
vacancy.
you, my master would not be pleased.
Well, Well, I feel like if I was an evil master and my henchman got murdered by adventurers, I'd probably think he had it coming to him, and I'd be dissatisfied that I chose someone so poorly to represent my evil in the first place.
Exactly.
Especially one that falls for a dumbass children's book.
He's like,
costume.
he looks at you and he's a bit dumbfounded. He looks at himself, he looks down, he looks up, and he's like a little bit stunned. It's like, and then in his head, you can hear that Hector. What's your name again? I need clarification on the name you've chosen.
It's going to evolve hopefully today, but let's go with
right.
Sinzar at the moment.
Sinzar for the moment. All right. So, Sinzar, you hear in its head, maybe I am better at killing than I am at thinking.
Excellent.
But otherwise, the silence remains for those outside of his body.
Anyway, I look over at Han. Do you have any questions? Oh, by the way, Zorak.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We're the good cops. He's the bad cop.
Right.
Do you have any questions for him?
Do I have any questions? I guess my one question I've got for you, mate. Are you dumb enough to be lying? Any of this? Like, I put my finger in your nose and I just hold up the bony, fingers, and I'm like, I put this thing in your nose and blow your brains out the back of your skull. Right?
Orcus will come and be my demise if you do not.
Hey, Harm.
Yeah.
If you turn to Z in the back of your book, does Zorak's name appear?
I'll pull out the book. Just flip a few pages.
There's a lot of new Z names. Zoranian, Zakonan, Zephelia, Zeph, Zorge.
Zeef.
It really is quite a list. In the new editions, after Anubis really pimped your book out, he had no shortage in the Z department.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a lot of Krogonians that are all bloody Z names.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, I just want to point out anyone who isn't watching the stream currently should flip over to it because it says Hector, not Chad.
You got to improvise when you can, when you got the controls.
Well, I mean, he's going by the name of Sinzar,
Yeah,
apparently, so I don't know where he's got a Hector on there.
Exactly. So he's definitely Chad.
Signor Shadow.
But, I think there's probably a couple of different spellings of Zarek that could, in different interpretations, be this person. But at this point, the book has stopped being an easy-to-flip-through guide, but rather just an almanac of almost every common name in the world.
Sinzar walks around to become a bit more in front of this guy and just asks, you said there was Kalak, your person you're finding this unicorn horn for. And
Indeed, he hired me on this mission.
And there was one of 4 that left.
Indeed, there was more of them at some point.
Who are these 3 or 4?
There
Who
was
is
5.
Kalak?
The first of which was Kellic, my master. Then there was Skilla. But you may know her as Charmaine, depending on sort of how she introduced herself.
Charmaine?
Charmaine. We are in the Feywild, not in the High School Musical fantasy universe.
Now here's me thinking about the little French doggies with the ruffly
Exactly, that's what I was thinking as well.
Indeed. But we had no musicals in the Feywild that I've been a part of, or at least not in the League of Malevolence.
And the other 3?
You may have heard of Warduke, but he's famous for his dread helm. None knows what lives under his dread helm.
Do any of the names ring any bells so far for Mr. Finnery, who born and raised in the Feywild?
There are definitely some of these people, like Skylar, seems to trigger a bit of a memory for you. You remember that they had something to do with the Baba Yaga, and that they seem to have been in allegiance with the Baba Yaga. Which, as you remember, fills you with dread.
But then I remember I've got an inroads with Tasha's.
You have a what, sorry?
An inroads with Tasha's.
Oh, you do. If there's anything there that you... Oh, because the Baba Yaga's mentioned there as well. Eh?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, quite intently.
Breaking the game!
And what of the other two?
The other two, of which there are, I guess, me. No, is it me? Hang on. Yes, there is me. I am one of them. and in his head again, you're like, damn it, I am better at killing than thinking. And then lastly, not to be outdone, is Zargash. You may have heard
Z or
him.
an X?
That is a Z. Like me, Zarak.
Can we get a quick recap on these names? Skylar, Zargash,
Yes,
Would
my
you-
boss,
Would you
Kelek.
kill it?
Kellic,
And then, which one did you miss?
War.
We've got
something?
Kellic,
Warduke.
Skylar, Warduke, Zarlak,
the
and
War
Zargash.
Duke. The War Duke, sort of like a war, like a battle, and Duke, like a person in a high status in a kingdom, but smushed together, no spaces.
And
That's
Zarlak.
right. And Whack did a really good knock, didn't it?
Oh, sorry. I'm still seeing the birdies.
Zarlak.
You've managed to nail the elevator pitch for like all of those guys, just not yourself.
Yeah.
I indeed. Well,
Yeah,
let me give you sort of the long and the short of it. I'd introduce myself to you again. My name is Zarak. I am an assassin. Some say without honor or conscience, but I just believe
Or
that,
skill.
that breathing is overrated. Some people might say that I'm a short king. I have always been vertically challenged. And in certain dating apps, I've been rated
Time.
between like a-
yeah.
Time.
Yeah, I
Five
really
out of
think
10.
that
You've
if
blown
any of, yeah, I really think that if the rest of these League of Malevolence is like this guy, they're probably not going to be an issue for us.
No, you don't understand. I am.
Ah,
not a fool.
I just like put my foot over his mouth.
I just
Oh,
want.
this
yeah.
is the evil monologue thing.
Yeah, but we really don't have time for that.
But
We
do they?
kind of-
Are they in leagues with Granny Nightshade? Are they fearful of her? Or is she the next tier
I
up?
think they're a league of their own.
In a league of their own. He said that Kellic owns the Feywild. Is
Said
he
he
just-
no one really. Honestly, there's probably, yeah, hang on, I take my foot off.
Now. Let's try that again, because it's not an evil monologue; it's an evil elevator pitch.
Nice and snappy.
Got to
Keep it
nail
short.
it.
Yeah.
Kind of like being sort of the owner of the Feywild is more of a, what do you call those things where it's like you say something but it's not quite the full story. It's more of a idea of something rather than
He's a con man.
I think he means metaphor.
metaphysical. Oh, metaphor. That's the one. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a metaphor. He always said that he would rule the Feywild.
All right, so he
capturing.
doesn't actually own it. Right. Okay. And
He
if
has
he puts up as much,
aspirations.
yeah. And if he puts up as much of a fight as you have, I don't think we're in for any issue.
I want to. Sorry, I want to just send a mental message to Harm and just think, you hear in your head, if we take out the hags, is this idiot's going to take over the Feywild?
Oh, well, I mean, can I respond to this
Yep.
comment? Look, if they're as dumb as this guy, it shouldn't be much problem for the average bullywug to take care of them.
Fair point. We'll turn back to Finry, as you were, Finry.
Oh yeah. So you didn't. Did you find the name of the book? And I don't know if you probably would have noticed because you have a very high passive perception. As you were looking through your book, Feywild just had like a fake book, but it was kind of harder for everyone. It was also pretending to flip through it, looking for a name.
Love it.
Yeah. Do we kill him now?
Please no, I think that would be unwise.
Yeah, foot on the.
I kind of feel like we should just put him out of his own misery. This guy's just been
Wait a second. Wait a
botched it.
second. There's the rule of reciprocation. If we give this guy his life, he then is in our debt.
You, sir. You, Chad.
This
you've
not Chad
truly-
fellow's got a bit of a
This
thing.
Chad
So,
fellow has really embraced the Feywild.
While someone's got their foot on his face, I'm just going to say, everyone, look, I've been thinking about this whole Chad situation, and I agree that I think that Hector or Sinzar, whoever kind of needs something kind of a new name that combines the two. And
Foundry the second.
no, nothing like that. I was thinking Arch, for having a beginning and an end, but meeting in the middle.
Would you consider Archie?
Archie.
I'm okay with Archie. I mean, I'm
Archie,
here to help.
Rafe can be
Chad.
Betty. Rafe can be Betty, and then Harm can be Veronica. Oh yes, this is gonna be great. This is my favorite
I'd
series.
watch that whole
Question,
scene.
dear. You seem to be a little bit identity confused, and to be fair, we've all been there.
Oh.
You know, once or twice myself, but that's another story. Let's not go into that. I have a concern that, just because I'm old, I'm going to share it. Is like, Arch, you're not progressing to Nemesis at all.
No. I'm by all means, no. I'm here to help. All I
No, that
am
was
is
Malchus.
yeah.
There's like, as you mentioned, there's just like a background music which is like dun dun dun.
Archie the Chad.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Well,
I mean, you want to name yourself, like, that's cool. I thought Chad was a good name. I didn't mean it as a joke. I always meant it very seriously, and I would never, poke fun at anyone
well,
for any reason.
you know, I like the kind of the phrase "the" in the middle as a middle name, right? I was
Yeah.
Sinzar the Great. I don't mind Archie the Chad. That sounds kind of fun.
Archie the Chad. I love this so much.
We could call him Chatty for short.
No. Let's try Archie on. See how that goes.
His name is Chachi.
Chachi.
We did it, team. We did it.
Cheddar.
Okay. So
This is self-acceptance journey you're going on.
Yeah.
something like that. Emancipation, reconciliation of oneself.
It takes a long time to find yourself. Like I know myself, it wasn't until my later years that I was like, hey, I want to be a chef, and I found my true passion, my true calling in life, as well as smacking fools upside the head with a fry pan. It does take some time. Sometimes more than one personality inside one being. You'll eventually get there, and I'm happy for you, Archie the Chad.
Thanks you. While Fenry's been talking in that little monologue, I want the coiling grasp tattoo from Archie to slowly reach down around Zarak's neck.
Oh no.
And at the
My
end of
passive
Fenry's
perception
statement,
is a 15. I don't see it.
at the end of Fenry's statements, I just want to crack his neck.
As he you hear him still trying to make his noise, and suddenly the noise on the ground just stops.
Tattoo disappears.
I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
Well,
Is want to live up?
Is the figure dead, or
They have stopped squirming under your boot.
is there a pulse or anything, or
You cannot feel it through your boot.
can I get down and use my fingers are full on
Make a medicine
finger the
check.
pulse?
Fenry, what's the point? We have things to do.
Oh, I
14.
It's
You cannot seem to find any movement beneath your fingers.
Is there any indication of what's happened?
It looks like the angle at which his neck is meeting with the ground is unnatural.
Okay, so I know my feet are quite big, but they can't do that to someone's neck.
I think it's probably a personification of his crushed hopes and dreams.
Yeah, death is the metaphor.
if you will.
I know what I
Finry, I think you did him a kindness.
mean.
No, but I really didn't though.
I tap Finny on the shoulder and say, "It's okay, Finry. Accidents happen."
No, but
Hey, Harm kind of looks at the corpse on the ground and looks around at everyone and looks back at the corpse and looks around at everyone's like, how would everyone feel if I brought our friend along with it? And I take off the glove and like it's a full-on skeletal hand now. There's not even like shreds of flesh left falling off. It's like pristine bone. And I'm like, I've been wary not to do this because I think that the group maybe wouldn't be great with it, but you know, a man just fell dead in our midst accidentally somehow under a boot or something. So maybe you're more metal than you appear.
well, no. Shouldn't we bury him? I mean,
Well, he can dig his own grave tomorrow. I'm gonna bring him along with us.
Yeah, I want to see this party trick.
What?
I just gently kind of not lay down, but I take a knee next to his face and I kind of shield him a little bit. I don't want it to be like a gruesome thing people see. But I spend the next minute with my kind of, you know, covering his face and just kind of taking my skeletal hand and holding it over his eyes and over his face and just whispering my incantation. And I am going to animate dead this corpse and bring the zombie with us. There's just lots of green gurgly sounds and green necrotic energy.
Amazing.
I go and sidle over to the cat-like gentleman and whisper behind a hand going, I met some pirates that look like that fellow once with the hand. They were a bit messed up.
They are now replaced with this sexy thing.
Lovely.
We had
Finry steps back.
That's the one.
Finry steps back. I'm not comfortable with this, but okay. And then Finry's gonna head off with the unicorn outfit towards the lake.
that
I
rock
think
hit
Finry-
him really quickly.
Yeah, look, the necrotic energy kind of decimates the body as I'm bringing them back. It's something I'm learning. But look, I think Finry, this person died under your foot, and I think you need to understand that death has a consequence. And for you right now, this is that consequence.
And you just hear the zombie like,
I want you to
Finry's
remember
already-
pods.
Do the zombies just
already walking
impress on the
away.
first thing that they see?
Finry's already at the lake.
The creature's under my
Because-
control. It's doing what I tell it, which is just stay nearby me and follow and stare at Finry.
It looks at you. It's like one of its eyes like bulging as it just like stares at you with a determination of somebody that's single-minded.
I turn to Gloria the chicken and I go, well, this is new.
Well, I might have seen once or twice in my life something like that, but it just don't get too close.
Don't get attached.
No, because they have a tendency to drop off all over the place. And you might catch something dear and you don't want it.
Finry's like 70 feet in front of the party. He's quite concerned because he's like, did I kill that guy? Did I mean to kill that guy? Was that me? Was that Anubis working through me? He's very confused right now. He doesn't understand what the fuck just happened.
Oh, excellent.
But he's keep heading towards the lake.
I say to the others, we should make our way to the lake. There was something in the middle of it. We should.
Look,
Yeah.
Archdizzle. A
Oh, that's me.
Dizzle.
Yeah.
Arch.
Yeah.
Archie, you let's head up to the lake. Look, I'm gonna just keep an eye on this new creation. I might hang back a little bit. Can you just check in on Finry? I think he's a little bit worried after killing this dude, and he's got to suffer the consequences of these actions. But just keep an eye on him. Maybe just check in on him. I'm gonna hang back a little bit while we approach the lake, and just this is the first time I brought something back, and Anubis is blessed me with this power, but I've got to understand it a little bit better. So I'm just gonna spend some time with the zombie as we approach the lake. All right, you lead up there with Finry.
Yeah. If you can bring back the dead, learn more about that. That's very interesting.
Bring back the dead is interesting. This very clear. This is not the same person we were just chatting to. This is a meat sack.
He just goes in response.
Yeah, this is an obedient meat sack.
The tongue just falls out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, to be fair, he didn't have a lot going for him anyway.
I'm not saying it's a worse situation than he was in a moment ago, but it's different.
Yeah, I mean, we've already established his intelligence wasn't that high, so it's pretty same here.
I'm going to yell out to Gloria. Gloria, look, I know we've only just met, and this might be all very full on. You said you've met some people as similar, but why don't you just hang out with the cat and head up to the lake and keep your distance? Just I don't want you to get worried. This is not how we normally operate, but yeah.
Come on, Gloria. We can meet each other on the way to trying to catch up to the bunny up there.
I really don't like the way you said that.
I just met you, and this is maybe it is my zombie. Call me maybe.
The zombie's name is now Maybe.
In Gloria's head, Gloria's lost, and she's not exactly sure how to get where she wants to go. On the other hand, you guys are just brutalized and more cold-blood murdered this guy that's in like a coup d'etat kind of position. And chickens aren't that strong. She could see herself crushed under a boot and then eaten. So she's gonna smile.
Stockholm syndrome.
You can hear these,
She's gonna love us.
Come on, Gloria. It's fine. You know, I think you're from these parts. Maybe you can help us.
I don't think that voice is.
You don't know where you are.
Doing what I
Oh yes, a party. Do I remember where that is, DM?
Sorry, the party?
Yes.
Like a dance party?
I had hats.
You do not recall a party. It seems like the last memories you had were just you being in Loomlurch and living and coexisting and being a part of the community and even selling some candies at the market. But you do not recall a party or how you ended up here of all places.
I've gone on one of my night walks again.
Strange women wandering around handing out party hats.
Not a strange with government, anyway.
At that rate, though, we have Finry Flathop. As you head towards the lake, you get closer and notice that the lake is of a decent size. You notice that it's about 250 feet that need to be crossing, and as you gaze into its depths, you can't seem to see the bottom, and assume at least it's deeper than 15 foot at its deepest spot. And gazing out to the little island in the center, you see it's about 30 feet wide and about 40 feet long.
Is there a crossing to the center, or is it just you just swim it?
Through the water if you need to get there.
Is there anything dangerous in the water?
Make a perception check.
We're obviously all walking up, so let us know when we arrive behind it.
Yeah.
It's perfectly safe.
Yeah, you don't see anything. You notice that this water is really nice looking. You've been walking for a while, and it's only just dawned on you that you've been walking for 3 or 4 days, and this water looks really nice.
Is it salty? Is it like a clear water lake?
I'm not going to taste it.
I'm not going to taste it. I'm going to have a sniff.
As you bend down and smell it,
I'm going to get eaten.
you take in a deep whiff, and you swear that although the water is still water, you have like, you know how you can have an aftertaste of something?
Yeah.
This is like an after smell of something. So it's like you just get this the last remnants of like lavender and roses, and every time you smell it's like, oh, water, but then just in the hint in the back there it smells sweet and just calming.
Smells like Manan.
Well,
I was just thinking that.
Your nan
All right.
smelled real good by the sounds of it.
I'm
Smells like potpourri.
just gonna call back to the party. Hey guys, going in, and I'm gonna bunny hop my 20 feet into the water and then start swimming and just go for the island.
As you're swimming, you initially you're like determined to get there as fast as
I'm
you
also
can. across the
Still have
rivers.
like the top half of the unicorn on me.
Oh yeah, because you need to. But like the water, as you hit it, you just start to feel super relaxed. Like you realize that all of the rush to get there is just doesn't really matter. You can feel the stress just melting off of you, and all of the exhaustion of the day's journey just disappearing. As if you've been fully rested, you lay at the top of the water floating, taking a breath, now fully restored. You find it easy to make your way over to the other side of the lake.
Oh, that felt really good. So have I had a long rest?
Yeah, effectively.
Nice.
You
Nice.
feel
I can-
completely restored.
And I'll just be like, oh, I feel much less. I still feel a little bit shitty about accidentally killing that guy, but less shitty than I did before. So
No physical symptoms. No, you're
Yeah.
all good.
it's all mental now. So, but I'm rested, so I can deal with it and continue on.
I could have sworn that was just going to be a lake of like facial limbs. This is fine.
Not this time. And as you get to the top of it, you see that bowl that you saw initially is actually just a sort of a pit which has coals sitting in it.
What do you see, Finry? Be hearing
Cold. Oh, why are you shouting?
You're so far away. I don't know how this works.
Like
No,
250
that doesn't
feet
work like that. I see coals. There are coals in front of me. It looks like, I don't know, we could use the coals to maybe make the water like a hot tub. And
Oh, a jacuzzi party.
It's a 250-foot lake. It is 30-foot deep. These coals do not seem to have the heating capacity for that.
are they?
Not that
do-
attitude, they won't.
Do the coals feel warm to the touch, or are they like stone cold?
I wouldn't say like they're just like their ambient temperature.
I'll begin the process of trying to light them.
You pull out your tinderbox. You put some of the kindling that you'd use to light the fires, the campsites. You, as a chef, this is something that you're very practiced at. And as you that last strike, as the kindling catches, so too does the coals. As the fire lights like I think it's called like a brazier.
Yeah.
So it's not a brazier though.
Mhm.
No, a brazier for something very different.
Okay, yeah, good. I was like,
No,
in my
both
head, I
get
was like,
pretty
it's
hot.
one of the two, and I wasn't sure which one to switch. So
Light
the
pile of
brazier
fire.
lights up, and you see that as it does so, the mist starts to sort of rise from the lake itself. And those of you on the shoreline, you see the mist begin to billow onto the shoreline itself as well, and onto the little island. as emerging at solid crack of that can, my guys, this unicorn forms from the mist on the shoreline near where you are all standing on the opposite side of the island. And it seems to, like a horse, its hooves sort of stamp at the ground a little bit as it shakes its glorious mane, glinting in the light and the mist as it gazes towards the group of you.
Zorak, the zombie, goes, "Oh."
Can I jump into the water and make my way back towards the unicorn?
Yeah, for sure you can. It doesn't seem to be rushing. It seems to be waiting for you.
Archie slowly walks over towards it, kind of mesmerized by what's just happened. And
It looks towards you.
he puts a hand out to try and touch it.
It's before you touch it, it says, "Welcome to my lake."
The hand comes back. Who are you? What are you?
My name is Lamorna, and this is my little domain.
Everyone's heads go down as they write down the name.
Yeah.
Would you like a carrot? You know, as I come out of the lake.
Dripping
Little
wet carrots.
If you would just leave it there for me, I will enjoy it later. What brings you to my domain? Creatures from beyond Feywild.
Finder's just like, oh, you mean them? Yeah, guys, why are you here again?
Do not count yourself out so easily. I see within you dwells the origin of many places.
We are looking for any assistance and guidance on removing a great evil from these lands. The Hag Nightshade.
May I tell you a story of the Hourglass Coven?
Yes.
You see, they are a blight upon this land. From what I can tell, it seems that you and I are aligned in bringing down their oppressive force across these lands. Would that be correct?
Yes. We're here to help. We were brought here and our gateway home is behind this evil.
It seems, yes, that your mission here has not yet been completed. There is a story yet to be told about the cows in the Feywild.
You know of us.
I know.
We are pretty popular. Just want to say, like, we have Facebook and YouTube and like Twitter and stuff. So
there is a reason that those would seek to hunt us, Unicorn, and another why there are so few of us left. We know plenty, but in inhaling or at least consuming our horn gives insight to those who would have it, but in doing so it kills us. And as she's speaking, the water around you seems to churn and grow into the shapes and the things that she's talking about. You notice as she describes this a horrific scene of unicorns running across the water as a group of hunters rush behind them. And you see arrows of droplets of water shooting across the space, and several of the unicorns going down, crashing back into the lake. And the rest of the unicorns barely able to escape ahead as it runs off and fades into the mists. There is much to say about the Hourglass Coven. Do you know of the history of the Prismere and the fate of Archfey Zybilna?
we know that she was trapped by the Hourglass Coven.
You are
And
correct in some ways, but wrong in others. Carry on.
well, one of the sisters knows the location or something. I don't know. I came into this like session 20. I wasn't there when the whole mission was ran down. I just noted that these guys, they're after the downfall of the Coven and the rescue of Sibilna.
Would it surprise you, Finry, to learn that you have perhaps been a part of this group since the beginning?
What do you mean?
You will learn in time.
We only met him once we arrived.
Pay attention to your dreams, Finry Flathop, for they speak more truth than you realize.
It sounds like what you're saying, Lamorna? Lamorna. That there was once much more life and magic within these parts. But when this Hourglass Coven arrived from wherever they came from, they took all that away.
The story of the Feywild and Prismia in general is one that is more of a betrayal in a family than one of grand evils and grand good. For Sibilna herself was not completely noble or pure. She was once a hag just like her sisters.
Oh.
Her stepsisters, to be frank. She was vainglorious and deceitful at times, but the difference was that her magic kept Prismia safe and isolated. But when those hags of the Hourglass Coven captured my mate, Eladon, they stole his horn and used its magic to imprison Sibilna in her stronghold, the Palace of Heart's Desire. That horn might be needed to free Sibilna, but I have not heard of where Eladon has gone or the fate of the horn that was taken so cruelly from him. I believe that he is still the prisoner of the hags. But if he had died, I feel like I would have sensed it, and yet I have not yet felt his departure from this world.
Do you know where he was last seen?
Like
Seen. No.
Taken by the Hourglass Coven. It is with them that he must reside. It is all I have to go on.
And is this Palace of Heart's Desire in Loonlurch?
No. You are naive, but it is understandable.
Would hang on. Does hither, tither, and yarn? What connects them besides the miss?
You
Pardon?
see the value of a homegrown intelligence right here. Indeed, the Palace of Heart's Desire is central to all three of the realms. It was once accessible from all of them before the Hourglass Coven took over. For it sits at the north as all three of them meet at its point. There you will find the Palace of Heart's Desire. When Sibilna once ruled Prismia, no one could enter her palace without an invitation. But luckily for you all, if that is the destination you seek, I doubt that the Hourglass Coven would have been able to mimic such an effect. I will advise you that if you are to seek that place, there is a library on the second floor that contains some of Sibilna's most treasured tomes. You shall learn a lot if you are to go there.
And lastly, I know, well, it doesn't matter so much for myself, but I know at least three of the people here tonight they're looking for a ring, like an ancient source of power, somewhere here in the Feywild. I believe it's in Yon.
As you ask, you hear the flapping of wings. There's as you see above you, what looks to be some sort of flying creature begins to dive down towards you. And as it dives like a bird of prey, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it smashes into the dome that you notice is a bit above you, and you see a ripple across the sky, but this massive dragon-like creature is deflected and flies off.
Oh, look up. What was that? Did anybody else see that? Lamurna, what was that?
That was a friggin'... I saw one of the... I've seen something similar at one of my dreams.
Where? What did you
Dragon. It was a dragon.
Was that really a dragon?
Any dragon. You've seen something truly terrifying. That there is what guards the realm of Zybilnia. You have just encountered the Jabberwock. Indeed. It has tried to gain access to my lake several times. Whatever is in charge of it is seeking to come up. Once it latches onto its hunt, it shall not give up so easily.
Wait, its hunt? Is in it's after just you?
I believe so. That is the only thing that I can understand at this point.
Sorry, DM, did you say the Jabberwock guard the Palace of Heart's Desire?
Yeah, so it lives in Zybilna's palace and frequently prowls the forest. That's sort of the gist of it, and seemingly seems to hunt Lamorna.
So that's why the dragon is on the map, and it wasn't just because.
Yes. And here is just a picture for the group, and it'd be good to share. But that is the vision of this creature that dives towards you.
Love it. Love it.
Cool.
Well, at least I know that, the Jabberwock has been defeated at one point by a young English woman.
It would be my advice to you to avoid the Jabberwock at all costs. For even as strong as you are, I would say that it could still pose a challenge.
Well, you obviously haven't met the cows. No offense, but these guys, we're pretty strong.
I have heard of it being sliced in half and regrowing its body as it was attacked on all sides.
Yeah, but has it been brought back as a zombie before under the control of, like, a death cleric? And I put point at harm. I mean, that's pretty fucking badass.
But it also has the ability to burble. And the burble of this creature is said to completely take away its ability to act, making it useless. Some report to just standing there as the Jabberwock comes to eat them. Others say that they were unable to do anything except walk around aimlessly.
Yeah, but if they weren't able to do anything whilst it ate them, how did they report back that all they could do was wait to be eaten?
There was sort of a situation in which a group was watching with binoculars while taking...
Oh, okay.
And another was being eaten alive.
Right.
A research group, if you will.
Okay, well, that sounds like a very dire research task, but there obviously would be a way.
Oh, but yes, indeed, it was.
No, because they stood around waiting to be eaten.
Well, they got burbled. You understand?
Yes, burbled.
Lamorna, is there any, apart from us trying to track down in the heart of this great evil, trying to track down this the Horn of Anadon? Is there anything else, you can supply us with or help us out with to actually get to that point?
So anything that can help us defeat the Jabberchad?
You have great power, I imagine, being able to keep yourself protected in this bubble.
Indeed, my power is vast, but I use much of it just to maintain the safety I have here. And what little spare I have, I maintain and protect those around me. The lake itself that your friend swam through is a gift that I can bestow on those that carry my favor. If you need rest, and your body will be restored, and your energy will return as if you had rested and slept for hours. Much more than that, I only advise that you must be careful and go forth and take out this coven. If there is a chance in the future for my aid, I will give it gladly, but for now, there are those in this realm that must be taken care of, and you speak of a circle, and yet it's not in my part of the Prismere, so it must be in the Yon, that which you seek. Only once you retrieve that in Garrow and power shall you truly be able to fight the Coven and reclaim the Prismere for those who once ruled it.
Well,
Here.
we thank you so much, Lamorna, and I bow
And
deeply, very deeply, because I know exactly what this thing is.
May we meet again when my husband is returned to me.
Well, I was actually going to ask, whilst everyone rested, I already had a nice rest in the pools.
Indeed.
Could I braid your hair? Your mane?
Make a persuasion check.
And Archie walks into the water.
Yeah, you feel so relaxed again.
24.
You may, child of the Feywild.
Then I would like to have a private conversation with Lamorna.
Oh yeah, so I think
Once the party's
you guys
happening
do a little
already.
spa day as Lamorna goes and she like lies with like most of her body in the water and just like her mane just hanging out, like allowing you to play with it and to braid it.
I'll also roll a sleight of hand just to see how well this braid is done.
With a plus 17.
That's a 19.
Yeah,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
your dexterity and your prowess with fine motor skills allows you to quickly and nimbly tweak this thing into a beautiful braid.
Thank you, Hum. Lamorna, you mentioned
Indeed, my child.
mentioned something about the origin of many places, referring to me.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Have you not seen in the depths of your dreams the stories of those who are you yet not?
I've had some strange ones about people with red hair and magic and purple psychic knives.
I understand why. It seems that for some reason or another there are... Let me first explain. There are, and this might come as a shock to you, infinite realities. A number beyond counting. Iterations of different events that lead to completely different outcomes in worlds that seem very different and some the same as our own. In some of those worlds where the decisions have been made and life has echoed in a similar way, similar things happen, including us, maybe, or your friends being created again, but different because in that world, circumstances has led to a vastly different outcome.
Oh,
Now, let me finish, please finish. There is a lot here to take in, and I appreciate it's tough to understand, but for all of your friends, the walls between those other versions of themselves are thick and impenetrable. the walls make it so that they would never be able to find themselves, let alone hear from or understand each other. But for one reason or another, you have been created as a being without walls. Yourselves seem to emanate and whisper through to you even here in my domain. I am not yet sure what that means for you, but I have never met another being that appeared to my mind's eye quite like you do.
I remember a dream, at least I think it was a dream, a long time ago. There was a dragon named Phaneris, and he kidnapped me, and I was rescued by other people who were me. That was just a dream.
In a world where you are your alternative selves, I would not trust a dream being just a dream so easily.
Shit.
Indeed.
It's really heavy, like shit. Do you want some magic mushrooms? I'm gonna hold up these little singing mushrooms that I snagged on the way through the clearing.
Like, what's the chance the Jabberwock will hit again in the next couple of hours, right?
I know, right? Exactly.
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, YOLO, you only live once. Also, as 19 for persuasion, as I look over and I see Rafe in the water, and I'm like, damn, never thought I'd actually see a wet-ass pussy.
Christ. Awful. Just awful.
It's not my fault. I watched the new She-Hulk today.
So, as you look around and you stare off at Rafe, as you look back, like a horse in a feed bag, she's just gone in and started just snacking on the mushrooms. She's just started to just chomp down on them. Yeah, even if Playful Cat was like, dude,
wow,
that one was bad. As she just started just snacking away at the shrooms.
Go easy there.
And you see, as you look, her eyes widen, and she steps up and she begins prancing, and she takes a step, and it slowly she rises. With every step, she starts floating, and then just starts dashing around the space as this glistening trail follows her and creates these sort of trails that seem to echo and twist and twirl as a psychedelic trail emanates behind her, and her mane transforms into just this echo of the psychedelic effects as she blasts through the effects of the mushrooms.
I'm gonna
It's
Rainbow Dash.
It's Fantasia. It's Fantasia.
I'm gonna play her a sea shanty as she starts to liven up a little bit. 'cause
As
she's
you
not
do
real
that,
before.
just shit gets wild. So the music, she seems to just be resonating with the music on such a deep level. The entire lake turns into one of those, early when those music equalizers, you can see all the patterns and stuff. The whole lake just, as the flow of your music, it begins to change and flow from one end to the other. And
I'm in a winner.
The one that I had in mind, you guys know the Weller Man?
Yep.
Once was a ship that put to sea, and the name was the ship was the Billy of Tea. The wind blows up and a head bound down. Oh my bully boys down. Blow!
And as the ship rises and falls inside the waves of the equalizer, and everything you're singing just comes to life in the water of the lake.
We should totally attempt a Raging Roll's poorly harmonized version of that.
That sounds like a subscription perk. If we get enough subs, we will build that.
If we hit 20 people on Patreon, we'll throw that together. Awesome. As you guys spend some time enjoying the effects of the mushrooms with the unicorn, you take your rest and you enjoy the water as the day wanders on. And so too shall we as players take some time to rest. And we'll have a short 10-minute break before we'll jump back in for the rest of tonight's session. So I'll see you all back at 10:15 Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane time.
Back soon.
See you then, guys.